Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you. I appreciate it, you guys. So the readings are coming out a little slower, but there is a lot of energy, you guys, going on, and I'm just taking my time with everything these days, it seems like. Just trying. I kind of explained in Aries and Taurus's video that kind of the way this energy can affect us, like everything that's happening in the world. We all have very deep concerned, maybe, feelings about everything that's going on, but it is extremely important to try to remember, not just try to remember, to indefinitely remember where you stand in your heart on issues and stuff that's happening today. Try not to get in a whole bunch of, you can't change some people's views or perspectives or minds on certain issues, you guys, but that's, I got this channel to just do this time, have this time to connect to the universe, connect to myself, connect to you guys, and this is very valuable and precious time to me, you guys. I don't get to do it as much as I would really like to. I do work, I have, I try to balance between family, work, and this very important, and my spiritual practices, my physical health, mental health, spiritual health. So here we are trying to balance everything, and we're on Gemini. So just to let you guys know a little of the astrology that's going on right now. Uranus has entered Gemini. So this is very airy compared to the earth sign it was in, Taurus, which is a very grounded, slower moving energy, and Gemini is air. It's about the way we think, it's about our communication, it's quick, it's quicker, it's on its toes, okay? But this can be really great for great ideas, epiphanies, messages, communication, but it also can be as anything like a depending on the quality of the air, it can be quick, it can be swift, it can be overwhelming, it can leave us feeling frazzled and unnerved and scattered. So we also at this time got Venus. Venus is also in Gemini. So we got Uranus at 0 degrees, Venus at 4 degrees. So they're very, very close right now. And if this is happening in your first house, it is definitely hitting you personally. But look at where Gemini's at in your chart. If you're watching this even as a cross watcher or anything, or you're just checking out the energies of these signs in there where they're at right now, Gemini's in a special place in your chart. Gemini's in my 10th house, okay? So that means the Uranian and Venus has always been, I also have a Venus in Gemini, so I'm going to be getting what I just call it like activated, like more activation on my Venus and my MC, which is your, it's your career house. It's known as your kind of the impression or the print you'll kind of leave behind to the world. That's in your 10th house usually. So that's going to be getting a lot of activity for the next 7 years as Uranus goes through my 10th house of career and legacy and the things I want to really commit myself to as far as my work goes. This does not have to be work. This can be this is my work. I do work, and I do have a lot of respect and pride in what I do for work, but this is my work. Everybody has kind of a great work, and mine is really this. It's working on the healing. It's working on kind of the undertone and the subconscious of kind of what's operating the bigger machine here. And if we can get to the root and the things that are kind of clogging up or not working correctly or not working with the bigger picture in a more peaceful, harmonious way, that's where your energy comes in. Each of us is I don't like the term a cog in the machine, but we are. In a sense, I've had lots of, we're all connected. We're connected to everything, and every little thing we think, do, say, is operating in an energetic, the energetic reality that is. So I just want to kind of get that out of the way, and I'm not going to talk too much about it. My videos were really long, but I had so much I needed to just talk about. I am a mercurial sign, so these videos, anytime you're in my channel, on my channel, you're going to notice I do talk a lot. I'm a mercurial person. I have tons of placements in Virgo in my first house. That's a mercurial sign. My Mercury, Gemini is my Venus, and my legacy, my career. I enjoy communicating And I think it's the best way to kind of, at least for me, to connect. So that is my way of, I kind of talk about this with my family and friends, and everybody has kind of a love language, and mine is very mercurial. I believe in like positive affirmations, and I believe in like telling somebody they're doing a good job, and words do hurt. Like mercurial, words are powerful. So we got to be mindful of what we're saying and doing right now, you guys, with all of this air energy, and it's a lot of processing, and everything's going to be moving really, really fast. It already is. Just here to be mindful, and here to remind everybody that we're all human, and we're all working through all these energies together. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and your part in my journey, and everybody who surrounds you, their journey. So we're going to start with, I'm doing these readings a little bit different, you guys. I'm getting some astrology cards. This is going to kind of just give us an idea of maybe what astrology is kind of affecting the collective here in Gemini's energy the most. We got air. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. Gemini's an air sign. Obviously, it's about being open-minded. It's about learning. It's about being objective. It's also, using your mind to not only be open-minded, but also rational, logical, and, there's a creative energy to air. There's a really immutable, flexible, nice energy to air. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So you could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or look at where those spots are in your chart. We are going to be having, to let you know, an air trine. Every sign is going to be getting a little air trine through this very long transit. So if you're a Gemini rising, which means it would be in your first house, your air trine is going to be with, it's an air trine with Pluto. Let me look here just for a second so I can get this right for you guys. So it's going to be with Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini, and then it would be in the Libra, or Libra, whatever the house is in Libra. It's like, I did actually... Yeah, so if you're a Gemini rising, I'm glad I took these notes. I didn't know this specifically was going to come out, but this does bring up this little air trine that's happening. And it's going to be your house 1, your house 9, and your house 5. So when we break that down, house 9, spirituality, philosophy, higher learning, religion. House 1, the self, how you see yourself. Maybe there'll be some great changes in your physical appearance, or just the way you perceive yourself or others perceive you, but mainly about the way you see yourself. It is, and the way you bring yourself to things. And then house 5, which is your house of children, romance, creativity. So these are the Dharma houses. But so this is very interesting. The air card comes out for you guys. We got be open-minded, right? During this time period, and just, I always say until I do my next reading, and just kind of be mindful, be very mindful. We got a lot of air energy. We got Pluto in Aquarius, we got Uranus and Venus, which will move through fast. Venus will move through fast, but Uranus is going to be in your guys' energy for like up to 7 years. It will fall back into Taurus. I don't know, I think it's in September, November, somewhere around there, and then not be back in until spring. So we'll go back into Taurus there for a little, but then it will permanently be there after 2026 is spring, if I am recalling that right. I do make mistakes, you guys. We got Cancer. So Cancer may be significant. The Cancer energy may be significant to you. I will say right now, Jupiter is in Cancer and the Sun is in Cancer. This is about nurturing, protecting, and comforting. So we got something here, some mental, a lot of mental processes going on. And during times like this, I cannot stress how important it is to take care of yourself and to nurture yourself and to take that time out for yourself, as we are being somewhat sometimes overwhelmed with just everything, overwhelmed with everything. Everything is very, in this world, it's a very mental process, and everything kind of we need our minds to work for our souls, not the other way around. And it's very hard to keep that balance when we have so much air energy going on. And sometimes it feels like and we can recorrect, we can realign our minds to what our hearts are feeling and not let our minds get carried away with us. Cancer is a very, this could be about protecting your mind, protecting your, what you've learned, what you know. We will get one more on this. So I hope everybody's doing good. Yang. Okay, so this is the masculine energy. And the masculine energies are, this is about doing, taking action to, I would say, nurture yourself, protect yourself, comfort yourself right now. You guys probably are going to, Uranus is in your sign. So whether you have a Gemini sun, Gemini moon, Gemini anything, it's especially going to hit that planet and what that planet represents. So just be very, very patient and mindful and comforting and protective over your energy right now. Take action with a clear intention. Don't be impulsive right now. I would suggest that for everybody, not just Gemini, but to really, really think through and really, really make sure you're taken care of before you jump into something that, or jump on board with an idea or a thought process or something that you haven't thoroughly, we can do things kind of recklessly to comfort ourselves or protect ourselves without going through the play out, seeing how it's going to play out. How if I take this action or I make this choice, how could this play out? And all the different, and that's one good thing about Mercury, we can just look at several different ways things can turn out. It doesn't really, it's really about how you feel about it. This is a lot of air energy. This is about thinking. This is about learning. This is about our knowledge that we gather, like from each other, books, everything. But there's a wisdom, and there's a feeling, and there's a soul, spirit, feeling energy that we need to really, really tap into right now, Gemini, because there's a lot of, and we love, don't we? We almost hate it. We love the mental process. We love communication. We love analyzing things. We love rabbit holing. We love researching. We love, there's a lot of, we love talking about this stuff. That's also a very Virgonian thing, which is also ruled by Mercury, and I have a lot of that, so I do a lot of that. But there is a time when we need to know that we need to kind of slow down and take that extra time to protect our energy and comfort ourselves. At this time, there's a lot of people thinking a lot of different things. I don't think anybody's really, it feels like a lot of people are not on the same page at all on a lot of issues and a lot of things that we could debate all day long. This is about how you express yourself too. So you may be needing to pay attention to how you're expressing yourself. If you are feeling a certain way or thinking in some way, you're thinking about doing something, taking some action on something. This also is about forward motion. So moving forward, but being very mindful and objective, and also healthy is the best way I can put it. Or nurture where you want to do. Nurture your vision. Nurture where you want to move forward to. I think that's the action this is really talking about right now, is nurturing your dream, your vision, what you've learned, honoring that, protecting that through this energy. Don't let that slip away out of your mind's eye. Hold on to that. Now we will go ahead and get I'm going to pull one more card on each of these just to see a little more clarifying on this air energy. We got Pisces, which is a water energy. Right now, Pisces is the North Node, and this has come through for a few already. It's the North Node is what we're being, the energy that's kind of, it's pulling us towards this compassion and understanding, and this came in under the air. So let's use our minds to show compassion, understanding. Let's also be very intuitive about, be very tapped into what you're feeling versus what you're thinking, and if we're aligning here or we're not aligning with what the universe is trying to bring us more of, which is this intimacy, intuition, and compassion. So that's really tapping into those deeper places, those deeper waters, deeper psychological processes, so we can see things in a more fair, balanced, objective way. And we can learn a lot that way too. So let's go ahead and get a card for this Cancer. Nurture, comfort, and protect. And we got fire. Okay, so this is interesting. So right now, okay, so with all of this stuff, everything going on and everything, we may be feeling a lack of, you may be feeling a little lack of comfort and stability and confidence and passion and being brave and standing up for yourself or standing up for what you believe, what you know. This intuition and this air is what you think and what you know. And then we got this Cancer and fire, which means, you know, protect, nurture your fire, protect your spirit, protect your optimism, your confidence. Don't let anything around you bring you down right now, Gemini, because you have something you're moving towards here that I feel is a way you truly want to express yourself and you want to move forward with. So be very, very protective and nurturing to yourself. And like I said, with this fire, protect your, and this is also with the fire sign, it's Aries, Leo, and Sag. So definitely check out where your Aries, Leo, and Sag houses are and nurture yourself in those houses. So let's just, I'm just going to use my thing as an example. Aries in my chart is the 8th house. So, you know, that's to nurture, protect, and use my comforting, that Cancerian energy to protect the confidence and the bravery and the passion I have for the subjects that house relates to, which that's the house of Scorpio's territory. And it's the deeper things. Protect your, you know, if that's your house, those are your deeper secrets that you hold on to. And secrets ain't a bad thing, guys. I'm not talking about secrets you're holding from others. I'm talking about those things that are personal to you, maybe between you and God, or, you know, you don't need to tell everybody, or you don't need to expose like your biggest vision or your biggest dream, or, you know, there's a lot of in that house. Now Leo is my 12th house. So let me just it's my 12th house. So that's also deeper things. So I would be, and Sagittarius is my 4th house. So it's where I feel at home. It's my roots. It's my ancestry. You know, maybe I would be getting some kind of deeper hits, Pisces, deeper intuitive understandings about my roots, about my deeper nature, and just to protect that and have confidence in that and build on that rather than dismissing it or not protecting it or not standing up for who I am, or whatever that is. So definitely check out where those signs are in your chart. And we got a lot of stuff going on in Aries. We got Neptune and Saturn in Aries right now, you guys. So that's this is a time when we do need to be brave and optimistic and stand up for what we know. Okay, this isn't what we think, it's what we know in our hearts, in our souls to be true. I believe there is truth and not truth in the universal. I mean, it all has purpose. I'm not saying it doesn't have purpose, but there is a way that makes us feel more in alignment with our divine nature when we honor it and respect it and acknowledge it. So let's see what's under Yang here. Pluto. Right now, Pluto's in Aquarius. Yang it's a masculine energy. It's an active energy, and Aquarius is a masculine sign. Pluto is in Aquarius. This is about transforming the way you do things, transforming, maybe even shifting into a new direction or a different direction, depending on what's going on in your life right now, Gemini. But it's definitely making those choices and those steps and taking that action with confidence and care and compassion with yourself and others as you shift in maybe a different direction, because you're working on some kind of transformation here. And Gemini is a Yang sign also. So there is a lot of transformation happening for Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libras, Sagittarius, and Aquariuses right now. There's a big transformation happening on how you express yourself, what you're doing, how you're doing it. If you are taking the action you need to take to make the changes you need to make to move in the direction, the forward direction that you want to move. That's what I'm getting from that. So that's really nice. Gemini, we are going to go ahead and pull some tarot real quick. Let's get it. So this Pisces and the air. definitely keep your heart and your mind connected right now. It's going to be very, very easy to lose sight. And I mean like inner alignment with your heart if we let our heads get carried away in all the thinking and all the debating and all the, where's your heart at? Stick to it and then leave it be. You know, if other people's hearts aren't in the same place, that's fine. You know, you can only control you. That's a really good thing to, it doesn't mean you can't affect others. Say your piece, say what you feel. We got the Two of Pentacles. This is that balancing. This is what I was just talking about. This is not only about balancing like home and work, or this could be spirituality and your finances, your materialism. This is a balancing act happening right now between, and what I'm getting, because I pulled this above the Pisces and Air card, is the way you feel about things and the way you think about things. And what you're trying to do is keep a balance, even though things are feeling really like, I don't know if I can hold on to the way I think and hold on to the way I feel when they feel so, this is balance, but it's also like kind of, it is a juggling act. It's like 1 minute maybe you're feeling this way and the next minute you're thinking, you know, and it's kind of this back and forth kind of energy between two things that in your life that you're trying to balance out, and you just have to continue doing the work to balance these things out. This could be work, this could be family, this could be the balance of, like I said, spirituality and what I call like more earth-minded things, where I believe our spirituality should come to our earthlings, but that is something that happens through integration. This is a part of that integrating process, though. It's first we got to realize we have multiple things we're trying to balance out in our lives, including what we're doing, how we're feeling, work, play, family, you know, friends, whatever, you know, whatever the balance is. We'll get more on this, but definitely some balancing going on here, holding on, juggling a lot, doing a lot of just really trying to stay on your feet right now with a lot going on. And that could be why this Cancer and this fire, like you could be getting really tapped out and tired too. You could be balancing work and family and all the above, and it's just taking its toll on you. Maybe you are having a little bit of a confidence issue, going, I can't do all this at once. I can't balance all this at once. I can't hold on to this thought and this feeling at the same time. Or, you know, and at that point it is time to make a decision and put something down so you can concentrate on the thing that feels and matters the most to your forward movement, your growth. But that is a process, you guys. So let's get going for this fire and this Cancer. This once again, water. You may have some water stuff going on here. We do got a couple water signs down here. 6 of Staves. I love that. So this is like the 6 of Wands, and it's like the it's feeling good. It's feeling good, and it's feeling confident about and it's also getting acknowledgement and being seen for the work that you're doing. So that can be really nice. Okay, when we're doing this, when we're trying our hardest, trying our best to balance everything, and we're noticed for that, we're acknowledged for that, we're recognized for that. It's like, wow, you sure have been able to keep it together and balance all this out, and this is a lot. It feels like there's been a lot going on, but there's still a balance here that you're maintaining, and a process of learning how to balance is what I'm getting. Like you're learning how to balance all of these emotions and the things you need to do that are really physical, and you're maybe thinking differently about that. You're thinking and feeling like, hey, like you're starting to embrace that process of balance. I am getting that. And then we got the 6 of Staves, which is, like I said, like the 6 of Wands. It's a very victorious, it's a very good feeling. It feels like right here above the fire and the Cancer that you are feeling confident right now in what you've accomplished so far, what you've worked on, Gemini, if this is resonating with you. And you do have a passionate energy to what you're doing, even if it is a lot, even if you are working on a lot of things. There's something passionate here about what you're doing, and it is about this nurturing, protecting, comforting. There's something here about whether this is in your life, you're the protector, the comforter, the nurturer, or this is nurturing yourself or something or somebody in your life. You're putting your energy into something here, and it is requiring that you stay confident in what you're doing. You are optimistic, and you see a brighter even if it's short-term, long-term vision for yourself and those you love or those around you, your community, your friends, your family. And there's this passion and bravery that you need to not be shaken right now and not let the busyness kind of sweep you off your feet right now. Stay going in the direction you're going, because this is a positive card. This is it's a recognition. It's recognition for the work you put in, and the time and the energy and the effort, and maybe bravery, maybe passion that you've put into something, or you are putting into something currently. Then we got this Yang, and I'm going to get a card for this Plutonian energy. Now, Pluto energy, you guys, can be kind of shadow work, okay? Wherever it's at in your chart, wherever Aquarius is at in your chart, okay? Because that's the sign Pluto's in right now, is Aquarius. Like Aquarius is in my 11th house, which is my house of soul tribe, community, clubs, where I belong, you know, and I've always kind of had that feeling like I just kind of don't belong anywhere, but this, I feel I belong here. Like that's, we got the Two of Swords, and this is that decision making to, take action. So if there is something, this is interesting. So in the center here, we have this feeling accomplished, feeling like we did something, that we've been doing something that is worthy of not only other people recognizing the work we've put in, and that it is being recognized, and you are also feeling pretty good about that, and to continue to do that and nurture that passionate, courageous, brave part of yourself that keeps moving forward regardless of how much you got on your plate. But then we got this Yang energy, which is about that action, because that's masculine energy. It's about action and forward motion. And we got this stillness, Two of Swords. So there is a sitting still here, a pausing. I was feeling at the beginning like just to kind of sift it through your mind and make sure you're really headed in a direction you want to be headed. This is feeling like it's feeling good, the direction you're headed in, what you're working on. You're making a lot of forward motion, but it feels like there may be either right now or maybe a time here you may be experiencing in the next, however this long this reading goes until the next one, guys, of not being able to make up your mind about something, being torn between. You may be feeling exhausted, and part of that may be that you need to stop and comfort yourself and take a break from something. You know, with all this choice energy and juggling energy, this could be juggling two different things, you know, and it's exhausting. You may feel like, hey, I'm doing it. I'm moving forward and I'm doing it all, but there does seem to be like a feeling here of maybe getting tired or depleted, and a sudden stop. Like, hey, I need to make up my mind about something here, because I can't go in two directions at once. I only want to do one of these things. I want to have one hand open for myself. You know, that's the message I'm getting. And then one hand for others and one hand for myself and my well-being. So there is a feeling here with the Two of Swords coming up above the Pluto. And there's a need to stop and really think about what you're doing, how you're doing it. Pause for a second and decide which way you want to go, or and it's swords, so it's like making up your mind about something. There could be a feeling here, there could be a situation here even, where it's like, I am moving forward and I've done good so far, like juggling two ideas. And this can also be juggling two different like perspectives or ideas about yourself. And that's with, if you are like Gemini rising, or you have like Gemini sun, or even it's like you may be really evaluating how you see yourself and perceive yourself, and there is a feeling here of needing to choose and stay in, make up your mind about what it is you're going to put your energy into. You might have been really busy and really doing well at staying on your feet, juggling many things at once, but there is a feeling here of needing to stop and make a choice. And this is also for your own boundaries, your own good. If you are overextending yourself, overexpending yourself into a lot of different things at once, and it may have gotten you a lot of recognition. Maybe it's time for a break right now to sit there and really feel inside, because she's blindfolded. She can't see. She has to feel which decision, she has to feel where she's at. This isn't about looking and going, okay, now that looks better than that. No, it's about what feels better. So you have to go with what feels right here. If you are facing a choice or a cross in the road on a way to go with the way you the way you're bringing yourself to something, or the way you're experiencing something, or a decision you have to make that is completely leading to transformation, probably in one of these houses, your Aries house, your Gemini house, Leo, Libra, Sag, Aquarius. It's, you'll know where this is fitting in. Let's see, your work house, Gemini, would be Pisces. Let's see, Aries would be your, Sag would be your 6th house of health, well-being. Aquarius would be your, and this is if you're a rising Gemini, okay? I can't tell you where your sun's at, but I can tell you if you're a rising, which house these planets or these signs would be in on your chart. It is good to get your chart if you don't have it. Go to a cafe astrology or somewhere, and that way you can just kind of follow along and kind of look and see where these houses are. Where is Aries in your chart? Where is Gemini? Where is, if you're watching for your Gemini sun, if that's in a house, and that house is being transformed. Something in that house is trying to change, and you got to make up your mind to go with that change or go against that change. That's this 2 of Swords. It's a mental process. So really look at where these houses are and go, oh yeah, you know, I do have a decision to make in that area of my life. So that is interesting, you guys. Let's go ahead and get a, these are just the chakra cards. We're going to see what chakra comes out for you guys. I do have oils. You can order these off Amazon, you guys. We are going to go ahead and sometimes it helps when all this, and especially for you guys, like with all this Gemini, Uranian energy. Uranus is a shaker. It's an awakener. It's the great awakener. You know, it's a great awakener, shaker planet. So it's shaking up the house or the area of your chart that it's going through right now. And this is just the beginning. We got 7 years of this. So this is going to be a very long, it's going to feel unstable. It's going to feel like we can't stay grounded. You know, there is that feeling, even if you're comfortable with air, even if you're comfortable with being mutable, such as Gemini is, and you're used to just being very flexible, especially if we worked hard to gain some kind of stability in our life, this can really throw us for a loop, the instability. But that instability is there for a reason. It's because it's putting us back in alignment or back on track with something that's more, it's kind of like tower energy, you guys. So the Uranian energy is kind of like stormy, it's shocking, it's electric, it takes down and it can dishevel like everything. It kind of, that's there to make you see something different, make you experience something different, and it may change your whole direction in the area of the sky that is in your chart. I'm like wondering, like, where am I going to be working at the end of this transit? I don't know. I like my job, but there are things where it's like, I can see where I could see, you know, if this happened or that happened, and this is the time that this can happen or that can happen. Really good things can happen too. Shocking, amazing things can happen that totally change the direction you're going right now in your Gemini area of your chart. We got visualization. I love this for your guys' reading because there was a feeling coming through, like you've been headed in a direction and a vision for yourself, and there may be a need to and maybe staying on path with your vision or with the direction you're going. You felt maybe a little pulled in, like, man, I really want to do this for a living, and I really would just love to just spend more time doing this, but I still got to do this, because there's still this pull between the experience and what's happening and where you kind of can see yourself wanting to be or heading towards. This is the crown chakra. We are going to go ahead and I'm going to just read the short of that, you guys. It's about imagination, focus, experience, and manifestation. So really making something happen here. Forward motion towards a visual, a vision, an idea, a dream you have for yourself. There's just like a pause here that's just like, hey, something's got to change in your mind to make you kind of take that action towards this vision. Expand your view and therefore your experience of what's possible. I do love that because we also got that that Uranian Gemini energy in this yang, and this goes with, and then Pluto also Aquarius. There's a lot of change, a lot of shift that's able to happen right now and is going to be happening. We just got to hold on to what our heart wants to align with, because we can get pulled in a lot of different ways right now. All the energy, I mean, we could end up thinking or believing one thing one year, and then the next year going, that's not me at all. Like, I've seen things differently now. I have a different perspective on this. A lot of things changing right now, you guys. I can't, there aren't even words to express how much change is going on just collectively, but let alone individually. It says, visualization is one of the most powerful healing and creative tools available to us. It communicates to the universe what we are seeking. Just having that vision in our mind is sending out a vibration to the universe, and it's really trying to bring you what that vision is. That's why it's important to be very mindful about what you're thinking, what you're saying in your head, what you're visualizing, because if you are visualizing negativity or less positive things, or you're saying negative things in your head, that is a vibration getting sent out to the universe, and it is manifesting eventually. I always, if I get like negative thoughts, I'm like, I pull it back. That's the last thought. The last thought is I'm pulling that back. And, you know, I don't know if you can really pull back energy, but at least the pull back energy is there. And I'm like, nah, you know, I definitely, that was just a very stupid human thought, or, you know, something like that, where I can just be like, okay, focus back on what I truly want, the end result, the final, what I envision, not just for myself, like after I'm gone. Like I have visions like out beyond when I'm here physically in my body here on this earth, like what I want humanity to look like, what I feel in my heart we can be. But there was just so much going on right now that just does not align with necessarily my visions, but it has to go through change, and things have to go through shifts, and people have to go through awakenings, and people have to see things all different ways before they can decide which way is best for them or for us. So there's a lot going on right now, you guys. I can talk about that for a while. I won't. But it says, within this one moment of, this card encourages you to include more visualization into your life right now, to hold on to that vision, hold on to what you're trying to change or transform, or what you're heading towards right now. Hold on to it, because you might be feeling pulled in a million different directions, and you might be accomplishing it. That's fine. But it's asking you to put a little more energy and a little more protection and a little more energy and passion in protecting your vision and taking care of your vision and focusing on your vision a couple more times a day, or tapping into that dream you have for yourself or your family, just a little more, you know, put a little more energy into it. Amidst the fast pace of change and challenge in life, it can be very easy to get caught in reaction, never stopping to cultivate a clear vision of what we truly wish to create. But when we pause on the path, and I believe that is what this is the pause of meditation, but you can see this is kind of like that Two of Swords energy too. There's a pause here. We have to pause on the path even for a moment and take time to clarify our intentions. And that's what I was getting from that Two of Swords. It's a time to clarify in your mind and connect again what is alignment with your heart. Clarify that with your mind and go, okay, now I can move forward. So I ain't getting pulled in two different ways, or I ain't doing anything because I'm stuck between here and there, or this belief and that belief, or this job and that job, or this relationship and that relationship. Whatever it is going back and forth here in your life, it's time to commit to something a little more, commit to a vision a little more, commit to a dream a little more, and stick with it with passion and perseverance, and, you know, protect it. It says, when we pause on the path even for a moment and take time to clarify our intention, we dramatically shift our ability to experience genuine fulfillment on the path, often beyond our wildest dreams. Our thoughts and feelings influence our actions. And this is what I was talking about, kind of talking about that vibration sending out to the universe. And so then end up creating our reality. It is, you guys, I truly believe that. It is time now for you to take control and include more conscious visualization in your life. That's also this yang energy to me. Masculine energy is very conscious and aware, and it's active. It's like, I want to get this done, but it's also like, be very intentional in the actions you're taking right now. And are they leading you to the vision? Are they in alignment with your vision for yourself? Or are they going to lead you somewhere else? You know, you kind of, like I said, let that play out, happen in your mind before taking any action right now. But don't hold still too long. Just align. But there has to be choices made. You know, you can't. You know, I like to believe we could have it all too. You know, but we really do got to make choices in life and focus our energy in a direction, and just say, this is the direction I'm heading. And then when more energy goes in that direction, it's just more powerful of a response in our life. It happens. Like, if we put all our energy, instead of putting it into 5 different jobs, we put it all into one job, or one job we want to do. And, you know, I am guilty of this. It's that mercurial energy. You know, I like to dabble in all things and study all things and learn about all things. And sometimes I'm like, gosh, I wish I could, like, apply myself more to, like, one specific thing, you know. What do they say? Like a master of, tradesman of all, master of none, or something like that, you know. This is kind of about mastering something here in yourself, a focus, a vision, and staying grounded and focus forward on where it is you want to see yourself, or you see yourself here in the next year or two. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on right now. So let's go ahead and write. This says, visualize yourself in a desired situation as though it is already real. And that is another thing. Putting yourself it's already happened kind of energy. That's really hard for some to do. Is like, well, it hasn't, and it's really hard to put myself there because I don't know how I'm going to feel. But try to put yourself and picture yourself exactly where you want to be and exactly what you want. And not even it's not even a picture. It's like the feeling. Like, feel what it would feel like if you were in that vision, if you were in that world, or that creation that you are helping to create. What does it feel like? And kind of stay with that feeling. That is the vision. The feeling of being like, oh, you know, just that perfect feeling you can get when you dream a little and envision greater things for yourself. There is a very dreamer-like energy to your guys' reading. I love it. But this is also about having that kind of focus. Right now, there is a focus moving forward, and a choice needing to be made, and realizing that there is a vibrational, it's like a vibrational focus. If we're scattering our energy too many places, we cannot put all of our focus and energy, and it is imbalanced to put it all in one, but I think Spirit's just coming in saying, put a little more, throw that daydream in there just one more time a day, or just spend a little more time being there, in that vision, in that dream, in that feeling of what it's going to feel like when this is accomplished, or when you make this choice for yourself. Just kind of go there a little more is what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and get an animal spirit card for you guys. I love that. And this full moon is popping out at me too. So, you know, this full moon could be pretty, it is going to be in Capricorn on, what's the day, the 8th or, yeah, so here in a couple days. It's in Sag right now. The moon's in Sagittarius. It's going to be in Capricorn here in the next couple days, full moon. I believe it's a full moon. Yeah, it is. It's got to be like 80 some illuminated at this point. But yeah, it's going to be in Capricorn, you guys. So that's going to be across the way from Cancer. So if you have those Cancer placements, and Capricorn's an earth sign, so, and it is about getting stuff done too. But one of the things with Capricorn full moon is knowing what you need to do to get something done also. It's organization, it's planning, there is a visualization. But it's really, Capricorn is very organized. At least in what I know, it can be very organized. I mean, it can be very disorganized too, but when it's about applying that energy to achieving a goal or achieving something. So think about what that goal is and really put that into your mind, and visualize that goal or that mindset before. We got the groundhog spirit. Now, it did come out reverse, but it says time to let go. Obviously, it did come out reverse. He's holding a little heart. Oh, okay. So this is kind of bringing in it. So if this might be another message, I get lots of messages during these general readings. This may not be, but if this is about making a decision to move forward in a future for yourself, or a relationship situation, or letting something go that you cared deeply about or loved deeply, to move forward and create a new reality for yourself. It could be that if this is resonating, you could be holding on to something here that's stopping you. It's keeping your hands tied. You know, it's kind of like that Two of Pentacles, like the past and the future. That could be this Two of Pentacles too. I'm juggling the past with the future. I'm juggling too much at once. I need to decide. I need to make up my mind. And you may have been doing a fine job of that, and you may feel, and it may have been hard, but you've accomplished something here. But I really feel like there's a strong energy here asking Gemini to release something here, because you're holding on to too much. So if this is about holding on to anything, just letting go of something that's, and maybe you're learning to let go of stuff too right now. Maybe you're learning to that you can't hold on to this and that. But that is coming through strongly in your guys' reading. So the groundhog spirit. And I am going to read that groundhog spirit, time to let go. And like I said, it did come in reverse. So I'm not sure. I don't think this deck has a reverse meaning, but it can also be that it's time to grab on to something if it is the opposite of I don't think it has a reverse meaning, but it might. Yes, it does have a protection message. So it says, have you been relentless in your efforts to revive something that has passed its prime and needs to die away? A situation, a relationship, a belief, or a habit that served you once but no longer fills you with vitality. Perhaps you automatically expect to see the world through a specific lens based on the familiar. Groundhog Spirit has appeared to let you know it's time to accept that the past is the past. So allow yourself to feel the loss and grieve it if you need to. Any sadness will not last forever or overwhelm you. Knowing Spirit is with you and wants you to experience joy and excitement again will help you through this transition from the old to the new. Keep your eyes open. And this is coming through too, this open-mindedness and keeping your eyes open and moving forward and protecting a vision you have. But also there's a feeling here like you've been doing a lot and making something happen here. Maybe you have let go of something here, or you're working on letting go of something and you're feeling good about this, but you still have to completely choose this forward motion with something that you might be kind of still getting pulled back to, something that you might still be holding on to. Knowing Spirit is with you and wants you to experience joy and excitement again will help you through this transition from old to new. Keep your eyes open, for winter always gives way to spring, and endings always give birth to beginnings. For now, let yourself feel your emotions, releasing them to make way for the joy that awaits you. Spring and new growth are on the way, for that is Spirit's promise to you. Nice. I like that. You might just need to be letting go of something here. You're trying to hold on to too much here. And that would be on an emotional level, because that is kind of an emotional message. Because there's something here you could be hanging on to that's emotionally and maybe even physically holding you back. You may not realize it's holding you back physically, but emotions can hold us, and our thought processes can hold us in a place of stillness, in a place of non-movement, in a place of non-decision, because we still want to hold on to what no longer serves us or what is no longer needed. We need to go through that process of releasing something that maybe was good, was great. I have my nostalgic times where I go back and I'm like, sometimes I wish I could. I say this a lot, but sometimes I'm like, I've went through a great change myself, and there's a seriousness to me. And I knew I was kind of always a serious person, but it was really easy to not be serious and be more like lighthearted and not see everything like I see it now, back when I was younger. And of course, if you've been with my channel for a while, I'm a recovering drug addict, alcoholic. I numbed out a lot of reality, I didn't take things as seriously as, and I wish sometimes I could just not be as serious as I am, just like have a little more fun, lighten up. But there's just this, but you have to let that go. That's not who I am today. And I'm okay with that. And I need to be okay with that. And it's, if there is a time in our lives, many times in our lives, where we go through the process of letting go of parts of ourselves and parts of our life that just aren't a part of our life or ourselves anymore. And as much as it's like, God, I wish I could be, I don't really wish I could go back. I really don't. And I don't really wish I could, I would never want to experience the lessons that I've already learned again. They've been hard lessons, and it's been a valuable process, and I'm grateful to be where I'm at today. And that's kind of what I'm feeling with your guys' reading here. Is there is something maybe you've went through here, you've learned, you've been following your intuition, you've been trying to keep everything afloat, keep everything going, and you feel good and confident about the fact that you've done this, and you're still here, kind of like that confidence, but there's still this feeling of needing to protect this. You're not done kind of thing. Like, you're not where, I believe we're always becoming who we're becoming, and I don't think we ever stop being a new version of ourselves. We keep improving, or we keep growing, or we keep evolving. in ourselves. And there's something here where it's like you've been in a place here where you have achieved something and you've learned to balance some things. But there's also this feeling of you're not, now it's time to maybe know that you can balance things and let go of something here. But maybe you know, hey, I can feel that and do this. I know I can do this and do this. I know I can achieve this and achieve this. Two different parts of yourself, two different parts of the world that you live in. But then there's this feeling of needing to put something down or leave something behind to move forward and put your energy into what's truly you today, now. That's what I'm getting from that, Gemini. So let's go ahead and get a shaman's dream. These are a little bit longer, you guys. I haven't been doing a lot of reading, so I'm not feeling too bad about giving you a little bit of a longer reading. But we got Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. So this kind of reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. It's stuff's moving, and it's staying centered and grounded and focused in where your vision is, what your focus is, knowing you can't change everything that's happening around you, but there is something happening, and it looks to be quite good. Let's go to this real quick, and it says luck and right timing, a turn of fortune. So if things have been feeling good, you could be going through a period maybe where things aren't going to feel like as great, and that's why it's really important that you center and ground yourself, or maybe pause on something here. Nurture yourself, stay optimistic, stay focused and optimistic about your future if you are dealing with some rough stuff here. But it's usually a sign that luck has found the right timing in your life, and you have the magic touch and everything turns to gold. There's nothing you can do wrong. This is also Jupiter energy, which is also Cancer is in Jupiter's in Cancer right now, so you could be getting some aspects to Jupiter, or you could have strong Cancer in your chart. In that part of your chart, there's going to be some expansion, some growth. Sometimes in order for things to grow, we got to sacrifice some things. We got to let some things go. We got to let an old idea go of ourselves, or an old dream go, but then we find something that's more in alignment for us today. So that's kind of that Jupiter energy. It says, do not waste this power on trifling things. Dream big, for surely this opportune moment will pass. Such is the nature of Fortune's Wheel. Use the creative power of the Fortune's Wheel for the benefits of others, and the gifts will be returned to you tenfold. Use it only for your own gain, and you will be left impoverished and with the bitter taste of squandered opportunity. Fortune's Wheel comes unannounced. Notice the early signs, the coincidental encounters, and the seemingly magical and synchronous events that herald its arrival. That call, that email, that invitation, that chance encounter was no accident. They all are choreographed by fortune. Do not wait any longer. Carpe diem. Recall your boldest and noblest longing and invite it into your life. This invitation is all that is required. So it is, once again, confirming that there is something big dream here, a big vision here. Also to protect that dream. And if you're noticing some things changing, happening in your reality that's shifting, it's for the positive. It's for you. It's for your growth. It's for the it's moving you in a direction that's more in alignment with what you're visualizing for yourself. So sometimes we have to go through some changes and shifts, and things will be just shifting around us like, well, wait a minute, that's been like that forever, and now it's not like that. So we learn something from not having things that we're used to depending on, or we're used to holding on to. We start being a little more independent and a little more free with our energy, instead of just focusing on that thing that we always focus our energy on. And it's like something new here happening, a new vision, or a new goal, or a path that you're on, that Spirit's saying, this is the wheel's rolling, it's rolling, it's moving, we're moving in the direction that you're visualizing for yourself. But there might be something here you need to let go of. There might be something you need to hold on to in your vision, in your heart, a little bit tighter, a little bit stronger. You might need to protect your vision a little more at this time, because there is a lot of energy going on around us that could be distracting us or pulling us in a different direction, so that we miss the opportunities and the signs and the synchronicities that are there saying, look, you've achieved this, you've accomplished this, you are accomplishing this, and you're moving forward with this. So that's really nice. Let's go ahead and get Gratitude Oracle and see if it comes out for you guys. it's getting warm, you guys. It's okay. We got security. So this is about, it's interesting. There's a little fox in this. Interesting. You know, when I think about the fox too, the fox does have like mercurial energy to me, kind of that trickster magician energy. It's known as kind of a trickster, but this is not a trick. Like if you have a vision or dream right now, or something you're visualizing for yourself, hold on to it. You're holding on to your truth. You're holding on to the security you have in something that maybe everybody else may see as not viable or not worth holding on to, but there is something here worth holding on to. You know, this groundhog spirit says time to let go, and it came in reverse. So like I said, there's also that other message, and this could go either way. This is a general message, but there's also a message here of holding on to something, holding on to a dream, or holding on to something that, you know, that I'm getting that trickster energy though. Like if you're holding on to something here that seems like this is what I want to hold on to, because it makes me feel secure, and it makes me feel safe, and it makes me feel like I'm doing what I need to do. It could be holding you back also from a different type of security. So yeah, this could go for jobs, this could go for relationships, this could go for so many things, right? Like this is a really stable job, and it pays the bills, and I'm very secure holding on to it. But at the same time, it's not in alignment with like maybe your dreams or what the opportunities that might be coming through for you, saying, hey, there's another opportunity over here, and then that job's like maybe $1 pay cut or something, or you have to relocate, or you might have to work, you might have to start new, you might not be at the top like you were at your old job or whatever, but yet, and it can be tricky energy because you're like, this is already so stable and secure, but this over here could be much more in alignment for you as you are today. I am getting that if it is involving work or whatnot, but this little fox, I love the fox. I think, you know, I'm going to read this security, and we're going to see what it says. But immediately I was thinking, gosh, she's holding on to that little fox. And a lot of people misjudge the fox. A lot of people don't see the fox as, I love this fox as a spirit animal. They're very resourceful, and they have to be sly, and they have to be on their feet, and they do live around people too, you know, because, well, a lot of like, they live like in the backs of like by the river and by people's houses, and there's almost a curiosity to the fox that I love so much. They know what's easiest, they know the shortest path, and they know like where to get the food, and they're very, very neat little animals. I just love the fox. Our sense of security comes from feeling unconditionally accepted without fear of criticism or judgment. Oh, that's what I was feeling from this card, is like so many people criticize and judge the fox. And there could be something here you are holding on to, a vision that if you were to say it out louder, people might criticize it or judge it and say, what? Like, you're crazy, or like, no, that's not gonna happen, or, you know, but it's like, no, this is my dream, this is my vision, and I'm holding on to it. That's not for you to tell me what to hold on to or what not to hold on to. So there is something here, but in order to keep a hold of something here, I feel like there is something that needs to go. That's very Jupiterian energy. That Wheel of Fortune's bringing in that Jupiter energy. I can feel that. So look where that Cancer's at. If you're a Gemini rising, you know, Cancer's in your second house of material. So it might be a house, it might be a home, it might be a family situation where you have an opportunity to expand or a friend situation, or you might have to let go of some old ways you think about, like roots or diversity. Cancer deals with a lot of themes but in the second house, which is Taurus's territory, it could very well be the worth, the value, like also because Taurus is about that self-worth and that value, what you find value in. So there is something there. Maybe you find a lot of value in that doesn't have as much value as this vision or this dream. It says you feel emotionally safe and can be your true self. That's when you can let your guard down. Sometimes we might give up this sort of security for other comforts in a relationship, such as a chemistry or financial support. So yes, that you could be, that's what I was getting with the job thing. Like you could be in a job or in a home or a situation, even a relationship, where you have a vision that's much greater than where you're at, but it does give you security. But it's a different kind of security. That feeling of comfort and not being criticized, not feeling judgment is a huge comfort as a human being. We don't want to feel judged. We don't want to feel criticized. We don't want to feel, we want to feel supported. We want to feel loved and backed up in the way we are, who we are. But it says sometimes we give up. When you feel secure, you are more apt to let your guard down. So sometimes we might give up this sort of security for other comforts in a relationship, such as chemistry or financial support. So you might have your guard up a little where you're at and not be able to be completely yourself or share something of yourself completely. You might be holding on to some deeper things that you wish you could be more, express yourself more. That is in here with this yang energy. Be yourself more. Honor some part of yourself that you may be kind of putting on the back burner because this is secure, but it's a sacrifice for either money or stability, comfort, when really you truly want to hold on to some part of yourself that may be not being able to be expressed or be lived where you're at in the current or where you've been. You could be on the other end of this energy, Gemini, and already at this decision point of continuing to move forward, moving away from something here that offered maybe a real physical security, a real physical comfort, but isn't what you need today, and it isn't who you are today, and it isn't what you are in alignment today. Maybe it did offer that stability or that comfort or at one time, and now you're like, but it's not really allowing me to be me as I am today. We do change. We are allowed to change. We are allowed to grow. We're allowed to learn. And sometimes people just don't understand that, especially if they're trying to, and it doesn't mean necessarily the person, place, situation is trying to hold you in a place of the past, but you could just be feeling that pull back and forth between like moving forward with something, a new chapter, a new transformation that's happening for you, and holding on to something that's was really might have been really great or something in the past, and it just isn't now. It could be holding you back. You can regain feelings of security through consistency. Be true to your values and the things you hold important. This is that visualization, holding something of importance in your heart, your mind, holding on to it, not letting anything sway, protecting that. I am seeing that. She's protecting and holding on to what's important to her as the wind. And the wind's blowing very strong in this card. And this is all about that air energy, not letting our mind get carried away with taking us away from protecting something and honoring something and keeping something in our heart and in our vision, in our dream, in our reality. Because that is our reality, what we're moving towards. We're doing all this moving towards a vision or a reality that we want to experience in our lives. We learn what we don't want to experience, and then we dream about what we do want to experience. So be flexible and allow others the opportunity to learn about what you need to feel secure. The golden rule is very applicable in this situation. Treat others as you hope to be treated in return. Be clear and consistent about what creates feelings of safety for you. So communicating, like, hey, if this is where you need to have a conversation in order to honor something that you want to go for, or something you are visualizing for yourself, a dream, maybe a switch in jobs. Be very clear and consistent with what it is and that's with yourself too, you guys. That's that staying focused. Like, be very clear about what it is you want. It doesn't have to be like, so, I want a healthy, stable, loving relationship. I want romance. I want security financially. I want, and don't put like a picture of how that's going to happen necessarily unless you see it opening up for you. But definitely keep that feeling of what it would feel like to have those things in your life that you are visualizing for yourself. That feeling of security, that feeling of feeling loved, safe, secure, comforted. As you work on your feelings of security, recognize where you are responsible. And that is this Cancer energy, being responsible for our nurturing and comforting our dreams, our passions, staying optimistic even when things may not look like they're kind of going our way. They can very much so be going our way, but sometimes things need cleared out that we may not see. We may not see the benefit of that because we're trying to hold on to something from the past. We're trying to hold on to something that's just not really in the best of alignment with who we've become, because we might be stuck thinking we're still, it's almost like, I think I like body dysmorphia, or, you know, mind dysmorphia, like looking at ourselves differently, looking in the mirror and going, that isn't me anymore. But there's this part of us that, if you've ever been heavier, like I was almost 300, I was probably close to 300 pounds. And and before that I was really, really skinny before I drank. And, you know, I went through being way too skinny and way too fat. And it's just, I've been through ups and downs with my body. And it's really hard after a long period of time of like being super skinny to see yourself as what you are, which is now you're almost to 250, 280 pounds. You don't see it like that. It takes a while for your brain or your mind to adjust to what's in front of you in the mirror. After I lost the weight, I'm like, it took a long time for me to see, for that. It's almost like a dysmorphia, you know, it's like a, it's very, like you look in the mirror and you still see the same, and it's like, I know I look different. I know I feel different. I know I feel better. But I'm still seeing that same old me. I'm still that person. There's still always a part of me that's going to be there's always a little part of me that always knows what it feels like to be the alcoholic, the drug addict, the obese girl, the skinny girl in school, the cute girl, whatever, the not cute girl, like everything. When you've experienced all these different things in your life, the bully, the bullied, you know, all of it, you guys. When you've experienced all these different facets of yourself, we hold on to a little part of that through all of our experiences. And it's good not to forget. It's good not to forget what that felt like, because that's a good reminder to hang on to what we want to experience and what we do want to feel like. So I do feel like that has there's a message in there for somebody that's watching this, but it says a woman holding a fox to her chest hides behind a tree from hunters in the distance. The trees in this image are golden orange, indicating a season is autumn. This may mean that an outcome you are seeking will transpire in autumn months. Additionally, the changing of the seasons from autumn to winter is synonymous with releasing and letting go of old behaviors or baggage. I am getting that with this groundhog spirit, letting go of something here to protect something here. Sometimes hiding or nestling in from the cold can help us feel safe and secure. The fox represents cunning and smarts and can also indicate that luck is at hand. So this is the second card of good luck and fortune. As the affirmation is, I create a secure environment for myself and those who I care about. I gratefully claim my security. Something good happening here, but there's a need to hold on to an essential part of what you believe in, or a security in yourself that you have. So I really love that, you guys. Let's go ahead and get a spiral arc. Wow, spiral oracle. Came right out. Stellar embrace. I love that. That was quick. Stellar embrace. Oh, this is good, you guys. Let me read this. I argued with reality, and life felt like a strict teacher. How can I rest in my here and now when the situation is so complex? So I took a journey of self-observation and found a limitation that I hadn't seen before. Little by little, adapting to the new and accepting that space as it is, a deep gratitude began to grow in me. Today I welcome in my heart a sacred sadness, a true vulnerable I. Today I finally give myself a break. Wow. Stop holding on to something here that isn't giving you a break from the past. You're moving forward with something here. Whoever this is resonating with, it's some kind of beautiful, unique, resourceful part of yourself that you're holding on to and moving forward. I love this. Life invites me to dare to go through that dark night of feelings. And this could be about releasing some dark feelings, some deeper stuff, because it is useless to fight, go through that dark night of feelings not fully lived. Because it is useless to fight against the inevitable. Much of the dance of life is moving in an uncertain, mysterious direction. I am not in control, so I let go of that struggle, move out of the way and stop being an interference in my own path. I accept my sadness and I grow in joy. I accept my weakness and I increase my strength. Acceptance and reconciliation are the key words to this card. Acceptance matures in me when there is full confidence. Confidence. That I can throw myself into the void and pass through the confusion. There is this confusing element to your guys' readings of whether to, it's like, and she's looking back to, you know, even though these hunters are after her, it's like something wants to take away her, what's important to her. So whatever this is, whether this is you holding on to something that's very important to you and you need to let it go because it's holding you back, or it's making you look back instead of forward, or it is something you need to protect within yourself or your dreams or your visions, and both even. It says, I can throw myself into the void and pass through the confusion, knowing that the intelligence of life always sustains me. Life knows what it's doing, even though we don't all the time. And we may not understand all the time, like why things happen, or why these shifts and changes happen, or why we lose things, or why direction changes. But we're right where we need to be. And the more we trust that, the more at peace we are with where we're at. It says, I jump into an abyss made of fear. And after jumping, I begin to float. As I float, I look down from above, and the landscape of acceptance permeates me completely. My inner struggle calms down, and an immense force springs forth from that place. I reconcile myself. I become one with what I want, what I feel, what I need. I stay with that part of myself. I connect to that part of myself. I honor that part of myself. I protect it. There is that feeling here in your guys' message of protecting something here that's a dream or a vision, something happening here. But there's just this feeling of being pulled. And this is just the energy in the air right now. It's just, there's a lot of pulling energy and distractive energy and a lot of busy energy. And it's like, stay grounded and focused in you right now, Gemini. I embrace in myself all that is coming. What you deny claims you. So that's what I think this time to let go, Groundhog Spirit card is about. There is something here you may be denying, or you may have not fully grieved, or may have not fully let go of, that you should let go of probably now, Gemini. What you accept transforms you. So accepting some kind of loss, or accepting some kind of new path that you're on, or some kind of new version of yourself, and letting go of an old version of yourself, or an old version of your life, or an old job, or something, an old love, or an old relationship, or something that could be holding you back. If you're denying that this is a thing, like it's not, it is, and it claims you, it owns you, because it doesn't leave your hands open to hold on to your future, because there's still this unconscious holding on to the past. Something, it's time to let go of the past, something in the past, or the past in general. A lot, we always have those parts of the past that have formed us, helped shape us. We've learned from them, we've grown from them, and that's a good thing. Like I said, we don't ever forget the past, but we can move on from it. And that's a powerful message. It says, what you accept transforms you. So once I accept that hurt, or I'm ashamed of that, or I'm guilty of that, or I've grown from that, then I grow from it. I grow from it. I transform. I transform the things I accept about myself and my life and my journey. And I hope that helped somebody out there, Gemini. I hope that helped somebody. I wish you all the best. Take care of yourself. It's just some crazy energies right now, you guys. But I'm so glad I was able to get a reading for you guys. Like I said, you got that Wheel of Fortune. There is a lot happening here. Stuff's moving. So hold on to those dreams and visions, and who you know you are, Gemini, and how hard you've worked, and what you've already learned to balance, and what you've already learned to integrate into your life and keep moving forward. Make that choice to keep following your intuition and your heart, and protecting your dreams, and allowing a transformation here to happen for you in your life. It's a beautiful reading. I do want to grab a quote real quick. I know. Can't help it. Let's grab a quote. I just looked at this little pile of these quotes, and I've been really liking to get one of these. It's kind of just a fun little quote. Oh, looks like, well, that's too many. There we go. Ooh. I've come to believe that each of us has a personal calling that's as unique as a fingerprint, and that the best way to succeed is to discover what you love, and then find a way to offer it to others in the form of service, working hard, and also allowing the energy of the universe to lead you. And Oprah Winfrey said that. So I love that. So there's a calling, and the best way to honor what we're made for is to follow the calling and let the universe lead us on our way. And that seems to be what's happening in your reading, Gemini. The wheel is turning, and there's a lot happening here. A lot of shifts, a lot of changes. Hold on to your head and your hat and your heart, and just stay in that vision. Stay in that mindfulness about how far you've came, where you're headed, and what have you already fulfilled with that full moon here in a couple days. Think about the culmination. Think about this whole last month and everything that has happened and built up this last month and is completing. There's a completion. And then therefore, when we complete a cycle, we either decide, hey, I've finished this task or this goal, and now I can do the next part of my vision or my dream, or I can completely reevaluate my visions and my dreams and decide, do I still want to be on this path, or do I want to go on this path? The groundhog spirit, time to let go of something here, Gemini. It did come out in reverse. Like I said, it could be another message that somebody needs to, I think it's both. There's something here in your heart you need to hold on to, but there's also something you need to let go of here. So yeah, that's really interesting, and it's a decision you got to make with your heart. Hold on to your heart. This little guy's holding on to his heart. I don't know if it's his heart or somebody else's, though. So I don't know. This is very, very interesting energy to be kind of thrown in here, because this vision could have something to do with moving forward and being able to offer yourself or your heart to a situation, and maybe you haven't been fully investing your energy or your heart into something because you're still holding on to something from the past. So that is another message coming through with that card. All right, Gemini. I am going to close up this message. Thank you guys for coming and watching your video. I appreciate you guys. Take care of yourself. As always, I will talk to you later, and have a good day.